I don't think Atlanta has enough firepower to really have a good game today. So I got Pittsburgh today.
I'm going to take Atlanta. I think they're at home, and I think they're a little bit. I don't know. I think they're a little bit better than Pittsburgh. Like you said, they're fighting for the playoffs, so I think that might add some fire to them. And I just a lot of times when it's like at a 1 point spread, I take the home team.
Yeah,
More times than not, I do.
basically a pick 'em by the spread. All right, Green Bay and Chicago almost went to this game today. Justin Fields is back today, which I'm kind of surprised because I feel like the Bears. I mean, they're playing against the Packers, so it's a big game in that respect. But I feel like neither team's really playing for a playoff spot, and I think either team would be okay with the loss. With that being said, right now the Packers and the Bears are tied for the most wins in the NFL. So whoever wins today will take that record. And for a while,
Thank you.
it has been the Bears for a long time, but we'll see. If my Green Bay might take it over today, and Rodgers always plays well in Green Bay, so I got the Packers today. And Campbell's back at middle linebacker.
This is tough. This is tough because the Bears. I don't know what to think of the Bears.
What do you think?
You taking the Packers?
I'm taking the Packers. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. I think Christian Watson has another big game today.
I'm going to take Green Bay as well. I just don't know. I don't know about the Bears. I think they're a good football team, but they just can't put it together. That's kind of how I feel about them.
While we're on the topic, you want to see the division and playoff rankings really quick? I'll pull it up here.
For what, college?
Yeah, no, this is the rankings for the NFL.
Oh.
And I got all the playoff rankings in here. And then down below, I got like the division standings. You got the Chiefs, the Bills, the Titans. And honestly, it wouldn't surprise me today if the Titans beat the
Eagles.
Yeah, if they beat the Eagles. But I'm probably going to end up taking the Eagles in that game.
There's another Jacksonville at Detroit. Another pick 'em. Jesus.
I like Detroit. I thought they played really tough on Thanksgiving. I thought that they should have won that game. I like Dan Campbell a lot. They got Jameson Williams. They took him off IR. I'm not sure. I think he might be playing today. I think they have a pretty good team. They fight, and I like Detroit in this game.
Yeah, I'll take Detroit at home too. Jacksonville's coming off a huge win though versus the Ravens, but I'll take Detroit.
You think it's gonna be a come down to the wire, or you think it'll be?
Well, I think Detroit could. I don't know. I don't think Jacksonville can quite score as much as Detroit, but we'll see. I guess we'll find out. Another good game, Jets and Minnesota.
Yes, I got Minnesota in that one. Mike Luscombe says I have a horrible hat on and a horrible hoodie. Thanks, Mike. Not much to say about that, but the Packers will probably get a win today like they always do. Big time win for Rodgers. I bet he has a big game today. Minnesota's at home. I got Minnesota. I mean, Kirk Cousins and Jefferson against Mike White.
The Jets got a bunch of bull crap going on.
Yeah.
I'm going to take Skull.
Yeah, I hate that chant. Skull. It's so annoying. Up next, we got Taylor Heineke against Daniel Jones and the Giants. The Giants haven't. It is a good game. I think that the Washington's been playing better than the Giants as of late. Because of that, I'm going to take Washington.
Yeah. Wait, the Commanders.
Yeah.
Are favored on the road, huh?
Yep.
Why is that? That don't make sense.
I don't know, man. Maybe they just believe in Heineke.
Heineke.
The Commanders, man. They command your respect. Have you seen that video? Their song? They have like a bunch of Washington fans singing a rap song.
Oh, Jesus.
I got Washington in this game.
Really?
Yeah, I think the Giants haven't looked too good as of late. They lost to the Lions last week. Well, they lost to the Cowboys last week, but the week before that, they lost to Detroit. So, yeah,
Remember when I
I'm gonna
said that
take
could be the
Washington.
upset, Detroit, that week?
Yeah, you called that one.
I'm going to take the Giants at home. I just don't think they're as bad as they've been playing. Um, and I don't think Daniel Jones is going to have. I mean, I don't know. I don't see that game being in the 30s, which would benefit the Giants.
Yeah, I
A
think.
lower scoring game benefits the Giants because that's the type of football they play. Because they run the ball a lot.
Yeah,
So if they can keep it in the 20s, I think I think they have a chance, which I think they will at home, and I think they have to win this game at home. Because what's their record?
7-4.
Yeah, they don't want to be flirting with 7-5, and
Because right now, every team from the NFC East, I believe, is in the playoffs.
yeah, I got the Giants at home.
All right, I got Washington. Really quick, Luscombe wants to know if it's going to be a big running game today in the Bears-Packers game. I think Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon have a chance to have a really big game today. I'd say neither team is really good at defense. Obviously, Hurts, you watched the Sunday night game last week. Hurts had a huge game, and I think Fields should be able to replicate that, especially with his running ability, and he has the record. I think what he had like 174 rushing yards that 1 week. So I think he could run all over the defense. So I think it's a big game. Oh, he's
Yeah,
talking about the
well,
Giants game, he says.
The Giants game.
Yeah, we were just talking about he thinks.
Oh,
Yeah,
the Commanders Giant. Yeah, we were
yeah.
just talking about that.
Yeah.
I do think if it's in the 20s and the Giants like to run the ball, which benefits them.
Yeah.
And I think it will be a big running game.
And I think Brian Robinson Jr. should have a pretty good game running the ball too for Washington. And Antonio Gibson comes back today, so that'll add another
I
good
just
back
still don't
for
understand
Washington.
the disrespect to the home teams. How are you going to put 2.5-point favorite? I don't know. We'll move on. I don't know how the Commanders are favored at New York. There's got to be an injury or something.
I don't know. Maybe
I don't know.
I have no idea why. I mean, Chase Young was supposed to come back today, but he's not anymore. But anyways, on to Tennessee and Philadelphia. So this is a big game for both teams. More so the Titans, I would say. But they're going to win their division either way.
Yeah.
But I really wanted to pick Tennessee in this game, but I watched them last week, and they just weren't really moving the ball that well.
Who are you talking, Titans?
I'm talking about the Titans. They lost last week to Cincy, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. I think
at home.
Yeah. I like Philadelphia in this one. It's at Philadelphia. The place will be rocking. Hurts has been playing exceptionally well. I like Philadelphia in this game.
Yeah, I like Fly Eagles Fly in this game. I even like him to cover the spread. I just think if you start
What's the spread?
4.5, if you start to get in a shootout with Tennessee, I think that hurts them.
Yeah.
I just don't think they can. But I don't know. This team's gone on the road before, even in the playoffs, and just won games that you didn't think they'd win.
Yeah.
So I just think normally if you get in a shootout with Tennessee, that's not how they like to play.
No, and if you get in a shootout, then chances are Derrick Henry won't be on the field either because he's not there.
And I would like I like Philadelphia to win and cover. I do.
But it wouldn't surprise me if Tennessee somehow pulled off an upset because
they
they played tough against the Chiefs. Like you've said, they played tough in the past when they're down. And Traylon Burks, the rookie wide receiver they took out of Arkansas, has been playing really well lately too.
That's a Vrabel coach team. He just gets those guys to play hard.
Yeah. He says he's got the Eagles. The Titans are unpredictable. That's true. I mean, the Packers did give Philly a pretty good game last week. There was really no defense played.
Yeah, 40-33 was the final.
Yeah. So I think there's a good shot that, the Titans could stay in the game. But like you said, you never know how they're going to show up. And you hope that Derrick Henry runs for 100 yards. That'd be their best chance. But you don't know how many Hurts is going to give you back.
I hope Philly wins just because I don't.
Well, to help out the Dolphins.
I mean, I don't really know. I mean, they're going to win their division regardless. So it doesn't really affect them that much. But yeah, when the AFC plays NFC, I want NFC to win if the Dolphins are good.
Yeah, the Dolphins are what, second in their division right now or first?
Well, they're second, but if they win, they'll be first.
Okay. Yeah, because they got the head-to-head. Up next we got Denver,
This
Baltimore.
might be the worst game of the week.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Baltimore, who was it last week? They played Carolina at home. And then what was the
didn't-
final? Like a 9-6 final? I think it was a field goal.
It was a
game.
low scoring game. Baltimore just couldn't pull away. Denver obviously not a good team. I think Russell Wilson's teammates are
Fed up.
displeased with him, especially after that report that he had a birthday party at his house and only about half the team showed up. Which maybe that's not bad. That's still like 27
Yeah,
guys.
I don't feel like that's that bad.
But it depends how you look at it. Glass half full, half empty. I just remember seeing that video of the defensive lineman, chewing his ass, and rightfully so, because he come in saying let's ride and let's do all this, and they have not put up any points this year, and their defense has played exceptionally well. So it is tough to be an amazing defense and your offense doesn't help you out. You're not able to play complementary football.
Yeah, he's not playing good. I don't think he's playing good football himself.
No, he's playing bad. But they do get Judy back today. Even with that, I don't want to pick Denver today because of how they play today.
Is that 9? That's a 9-point spread.
Yeah, that's 9. I got Baltimore. I don't think they'll cover, but I got Baltimore.
I got the Ravens.
Up next, we got Cleveland. Cleveland against Houston. So Watson makes his return against his old team.
This is an interesting game.
Yeah, this is an interesting game. I do like the Browns in this game. I think Chubb's gonna have a big game today. Amari Cooper's been playing well. They somehow miraculously came back and beat the Buccaneers last week. Did you watch that game?
Yeah.
In overtime, I was shocked. I think Watson comes back today and they get a win. It might not be an easy win. It might be he still might be feeling it out, but I think they get a win today at Houston.
Yeah, I got the Browns as well. I just watched Houston. They did battle back in that Dolphins game. It was 30-0 at halftime, and we didn't really play anybody in the second half.
Mm-hmm.
And they fought. So there's some fight in that team. They're an NFL team, but
And the spread for this Cleveland-Houston game, 7.5. I do think that Houston.
I think they can cover that.
I think Cleveland can cover that.
Yeah, I think they can cover that. Houston is a bad football team, and Cleveland's got a lot of weapons. I don't know how they're 4. Well, they're 4-7 because they got Jacoby Brissett, but
their defense has been awful this year, and it shouldn't be as bad as it is because they have a lot of good playmakers.
I got the Brownie. I got the Cleveland Brownies.
Yeah. And to address your comment talking about last game, we got another comment. 9. Yeah, the 9-point spread in the Denver game, Baltimore. It is a high spread, but I just don't know.
I don't know if it is that high of a spread though, because Denver's terrible, and if Baltimore gets rolling, they can score in bunches.
Yeah, I don't know that with Denver's defense. Who knows? Either way,
Denver does play good defense. I got Baltimore too. The spreads may be questionable, but
yeah. All right, up next we got the Seahawks and the Rams. Matthew Stafford probably done for the year. The Seahawks still playing for something.
How bad have the Rams been all year?
Yeah, terrible after coming off the Super
Pathetic.
Bowl. Yeah. I even thought they were overrated last year.
I mean, they're 6.5-point underdogs at home, and they're defending.
Well, they got their backup quarterback. This is Aaron Donald's first missed game his entire NFL career.
Jesus, I mean, turmoil.
I got Seattle.
Yeah, I got Seattle. That place is probably going to be absolutely overflowing with Seattle fans too.
Yeah. I think Seattle wins this one by a touchdown.
Yeah, I got Seattle as well.
Kenneth Walker probably going to have a big day. Up next, huge game, Dolphins-Niners. The Niners come in winning 4 straight. They've been playing really good ball since they've got McCaffrey. Garoppolo's starting to figure it out. Ayuk's been playing well. I hate to pick against you here, Jake, but I took San Francisco. It's in San Francisco.
Yeah, both teams are playing well. This is a big game in a lot of ways. This is a big game to keep the Dolphins to have a chance to even get the 1 seed in the AFC, to keep them in first in the division. I mean, a loss here, I'm not saying they don't make the playoffs and they're not a good team. They're playing a good team. And I don't know. Tua's played pretty well versus good teams this year. Baltimore,
San
Buffalo.
Francisco's got a stellar defense.
It's on the road. I think Debo's playing, right? I don't know if he's 100%.
Yeah, Debo's playing. Debo will be there. McCaffrey, their backup running back, Mitchell's out, but they still got Kittle. And like I said, the defense has been playing exceptionally well. Fred Warner, Bosa, they just play really good defense.
Yeah, well, this is a game. This is where you need Tua to just be better than Jimmy Garoppolo, which I think he has been this year.
Yeah. But,
so if Tua is better than Jimmy Garoppolo, I mean, we've seen San Francisco recently put up 13 points versus the Saints at home.
mm-hmm.
So if they put up 13 points versus the Dolphins, they won't win.
Oh, that game was in Mexico, but yeah, I think the Saints didn't even score that game. I think it was a shutout.
That game was in. You're talking the Arizona game was in San Francisco.
Oh, okay. My bad. Arizona, my bad.
But I ultimately I'm going to take San Francisco. I think.
Oh, really?
Win.
You're gonna pick against the Dolphins?
I think they win. But I don't think it's out of the. I don't like if the Dolphins won, it wouldn't surprise me at all. It shouldn't surprise anybody. The Dolphins have. I think they have a better team because I think they have a better quarterback. I don't think the Dolphins' defense is as good. The Dolphins' defense today just needs to bend, not break.
Yeah.
Like you can give up chunk plays, you can give up big plays, but when it gets to the red zone, stop them, hold them to 3.
Yeah, that's huge.
And I think they will. I think the Dolphins' defense is a bend, not break. They have given up big plays all year,
mm-hmm.
but they've also held when they've needed to. And Howard's back. We're not really the Dolphins aren't really missing anybody besides dumb Byron Jones, who I don't know what is going on there. I don't think he plays in a Dolphin uniform again, but
really, doesn't he have a few more years left on his contract? Think they're going to cut him?
I'd get rid of him. He didn't play last year. He hasn't played this year. He's been eligible to play since week 4.
Oh, well, I don't know.
And they haven't even discussed. They haven't even said anything. Every time it's brought up, it's like hush hush. So I don't know. But this is a big game in the NFL as a whole.
What's up, Mason? Mason says, "What's up?"
Oh boy. What up, Mace?
Yeah, that's correct, Jake. Let's see. The only game he lost was when he played what? What did he play? About 2 quarters.
Tua has not lost. Tua has not lost the game that he started and finished. Last week, he was taken out after halftime, which you're up 30-0. So I thought it was a good idea to take him out. But I'm going to take San Francisco. It's hard to take it.
And we should address this as McDaniel's first game back against.
And weather's not going to be a factor. It's supposed to be 57 degrees and sunny at kickoff.
Yeah.
So we got lucky again because then next week they play in LA.
Mm-hmm.
So everyone was worried about going on the road and playing in the cold. But
yeah, McDaniel makes his return here to San Francisco to play against.
And a lot of people think that the Dolphins have a little bit of an edge because McDaniel does know that defense. But they've had to have changed something.
They're both great coaches. I think it's going to be the game of the week. I just
think if the Dolphins bend, don't break, they can win this game. It's not like the Dolphins of the past where they don't really have a chance.
Yeah.
They have a very good chance to win this game.
They have a lot of weapons.
I'm just taking the home team because
I know. I understand why you're taking the home team. I got San Francisco as well. Mason says roll tide. We'll talk about the rankings here in a minute when they release them. We got it over there on the TV.
And they're not going to get in. So
I do not believe Alabama's going to get. I mean, let me just say this. It's pretty embarrassing.
They probably should, but I don't think they will.
I don't know if anybody was watching the Big Ten championship game last night, but it was pretty embarrassing. Nick Saban came on there like a car salesman and was trying to make his pitch to America. It's embarrassing.
Well,
you lost 2 games. I think TCU deserves to be in, even though they did lose. They did score a touchdown, which should have been reviewed in overtime, but it wasn't.
How does that happen?
And I don't know.
I don't understand it.
You got to have somebody upstairs. You just got to have somebody upstairs to know that. You know what I'm talking about? It was 3rd down, the first run play, and the guy was not down. He was on top of bodies, and he reached over the line. It should have been a touchdown.
We got to review
Mason
that.
understands. He says they're not getting in. Yeah, that's probably true, but pretty embarrassing.
But I'm just telling you, they do have probably the best case to get in, because if they do get in, I think they put up a better fight than TCU.
Yeah.
I think they put up a better fight than Tennessee because Tennessee don't have their quarterback.
Yeah. Well,
I
Tennessee's
even
not
think-
getting in.
I even think Alabama.
Well, there we go. We got the first two teams like everybody expected.
Well,
Georgia and Michigan are 1 and 2. If now, I don't think they're going to put Bama in, but if they did put Bama in, that is a lot more money they'll make to have.
it wouldn't make me as mad as it normally does because I think Alabama is better than Michigan right now because Corum's out. I don't know how much I trust Michigan. They played Purdue. That's a little bit different a competition than these guys.
I do think Michigan can make it a championship game though.
Even
but
without
I think,
Corum.
Yeah, I think. Well, they already pretty much beat Ohio State without Corum, and I definitely think they could beat TCU. But if I was a TCU fan, I'd be pretty upset.
I just don't think Michigan does. What do they do? What's going on here?
They're taking their time. They gotta phase it out for an hour. Really quick, Jake. Let's get back to NFL here for a minute.
This could be another game of the week.
Yeah. Bengals, Kansas City at
It's at the Jungle.
at Cincinnati. You'd expect this to be a high scoring game. You never know. I'm gonna take the Chiefs. I mean, Mahomes is playing
Out of his mind.
Yeah, just insane. He could be the league MVP.
So who has
again.
the better defense here?
I would say
Maybe Cincinnati.
I don't know. That's tough. I mean, Kansas City's defense always does enough for their team to win.
They have
TCU did get in. They got the 3 spot. So I'm going to imagine Ohio State's going to be 4. I would not believe it if they put Alabama in over
TCU
Ohio State.
loses to Kansas. Well, I guess Kansas State was ranked 10.
Yeah, they did beat Kansas State earlier in the year. And Max Duggan played amazing yesterday. Shout out to that guy. He played exceptionally well.
So it's got to be Ohio State, right? It has to be.
It's probably going to be Ohio State. I got Kansas City in this game. Jamar Chase is back. Travis Kelce's been playing great all year. A lot of people think he should be in the MVP conversation. I got Kansas City. Jake, who you got?
Joey Burrow won last year, right?
Yep.
In Kansas City.
Mike brings up a good point though. Burrow has beat Mahomes each time they've played this year, or not this year, but in their careers.
I think this is going to be a really good game. I'm going to take Kansas City. I think ultimately.
Ultimately what?
I think I'm just taking Mahomes over Burrow this time. I think it's just time. I don't know. It's on the road though.
Mixon's not playing. It looks like still out with the concussion.
Yeah, I'm going to take Kansas City.
He's not been cleared. So
it's got to be Ohio State.
Up next, we got the Chargers, Vegas. Vegas
boy.
is favored. They are at home. But
They've won 2 walk-off wins in a row, ain't they?
Yeah. The Chargers need this game. I'm going to take Justin Herbert and the Chargers.
I'm not taking the Chargers. I'm taking the Vegas. I'm taking the Raiders.
Ohio State.
It's unbelievable. 2 Big Ten teams. I love it. I love to see it for the Big Ten. I do.
But 2024, there'll be 12 teams getting in. So I don't know about you, but everybody else looks forward to that.
Next year?
No.
So there's one more year of 4.
One more year of 4.
Bullshit.
Yep, one more year of 4. So when Texas and Oklahoma join the SEC, then it'll be up to 12 teams, and I bet the SEC is.
So I'm taking the Raiders. I can't do it like
Jacobs has been balling. He's another game time decision today, but I bet he plays. What do you have, 300 yards last week?
Chargers are 6-5. Boy, do they really need it, though.
Yeah, they do need it to stay in it.
I don't think the Raiders care. They've won 2 games in a row.
Let's check it out. Where are they at? The Chargers are not in right now. The italicized teams are not in. So you got the Jets at the 7. So they do need this win. But I do think the Jets are going to lose, so I think they'll end up getting in as a 7 seed.
I just think the Raiders win. I don't think they got a lot of weapons. They got talent, a lot of talent.
Yeah.
So who's 5 and who's 6? Probably Tennessee and Alabama.
Probably Bama. Probably Bama at 5 and maybe USC at 6. Maybe Kansas State at 6.
What happened to Tennessee?
I mean, they don't have a starting quarterback.
Yeah, well, they don't. Alabama's 5. So they ultimately said that. I knew it.
Yeah,
Tennessee's
Jacobs has been balling. He's going to get paid this year. They should have extended him. I don't think they picked up his rookie option, so he's going to hit the free agent market, and somebody's going to pay him a lot of money.
Yeah, the Raiders win. I do. I think they win at home.
Up next, we got Indianapolis and
Wow,
Dallas.
this is the biggest spread of the week.
Yep, 10.5.
Wow.
I like Dallas. I think Dallas is a significantly better team. They've been playing really good football since they lost to the Packers. And Indianapolis, Matt Ryan, he can't get out of the pocket. I think Micah Parsons and that defense tears it up today. I like Dallas, and I
don't
think
know what's
Dallas is
going
going to
in-
win by
I don't know
a sizable amount.
what's going on in Indy, but Jeff Saturday not calling timeouts, like
Yeah.
that was blasphemous. You think he might got paid an extra couple $100 to not call him? I don't know. You don't get them back.
Yeah, I agree. Should have called the timeout.
I don't know why these coaches don't use them.
Well, especially with that much time left in the game. It's third and just a few. Should have called a timeout. Let your guys get a breather and get ready for the next two that you had to get.
Like even in the first half, you get 3 timeouts. I don't understand why you take a 5-yard penalty delay a game when you have 3 timeouts. Call it. You might only get the ball 3 times in in a half. And then you're already behind the sticks at 1st and 15. I can't stand them how they think these timeouts just you use them, you get them back. You don't. I got the Cowboys.
Yeah, I got the Cowboys at Jerry World. There was one great game there yesterday, and there will probably be a blowout today for Dallas.
Jesus, this
I don't even know.
bullshit
this is
Monday
gonna
night
be,
game.
Yeah, this is going to be a bad Monday night game.
Stupid.
I got Tampa Bay in this game.
Yeah, I got Tampa Bay.
Oddly enough, though, if New Orleans wins this game, they're still in play to win the division.
Well, if Tampa wins, are they in first?
Tampa's in first right now.
Oh boy.
Tampa's in first right now. If New Orleans wins this game, which I don't think they will, they're sitting at 5-8. Tampa's at 5-7, and I think Atlanta's going to lose today, so they'll be 5-8. If you're a Saints fan, you went out, you could get in.
Yeah, but
it doesn't look amazing, but they're not. There's still what did you see? There's still five games left, so a lot can happen.
So we went different on what?
So
I just think 2 games.
Pittsburgh, Atlanta, we went the opposite way. I took Washington. You took the Giants. I took Philly.
That's it.
Cleveland. No, you took Vegas, and I took the Chargers.
So we got 3 different games.
3 different games. So maybe we got to find out what my Week 7 picks were.
Maybe
I know Jake's in the lead right now.
I think it's by 3 or 4.
Okay.
So we might be back to even.
Yeah, I got some room
all
to make
yours
up.
wins.
Yeah. While we're here and while we got it on, so the college football has just announced the playoffs. You got Georgia against Ohio State, and you got Michigan against TCU. I think Georgia wins. And I think
So here's the playoff resumes between Ohio State and Bama versus the top 25. Ohio State was 2-1, and
out against Michigan.
and Alabama was 2-2. Their strength of schedule is 4th and 5th. Ohio
39th
State
and
to
9th.
Bama. Wait, what's the middle
I
one?
don't know what SOR means.
Oh, well, the strength of schedule, Alabama.
Alabama was 9th. They were top 10. Ohio State was 39th.
Well, there's your argument for Alabama. The strength of schedule is 9.
And, Alabama had their shots this year. I really thought they were going to win that game. against Tennessee.
Let's be honest. The Big Ten was down this year compared to what it used to be. You had Penn State, you had Ohio State, and you had Michigan. That's it.
Well, Illinois played
Illinois was good.
decent. I mean, they should have beat Michigan,
Illinois
actually.
was really, really good, but they couldn't figure it out. They couldn't figure out how to beat teams that they should beat. And 8-4 is good. I mean, there were a lot of solid teams, but as far as great teams, there was only 3.
Have they lost anybody to the transfer portal yet this year? Oklahoma's already lost.
Well, I think they have, but I don't think they've been players who started. I think they were just players who weren't playing that much.
Yeah.
But
because Oklahoma lost our backup quarterback, who was a 4-star last year, pretty high recruit. But I think that has a lot to do with the 5-star quarterback we got coming in, Jackson Arnold, who looks pretty amazing. Hopefully, he's going to be a stud. I think Dylan Gabriel might transfer as well, because I think Arnold might just come in there and play.
I just want to know how they got Bama 5 and Tennessee 6. It should be flip flopped.
Because Tennessee won the head-to-head.
That's what I think.
It's probably because Bama never got blew out.
I hope Mason's in this. He says something dumb.
Well, he did say roll tide, but then after he was on his high horse the other night, he came down from it and said they're not getting in.
But yeah, I think the head-to-head, it should matter. I don't think it matters as much as I think. But then what's the point? You beat that team head-to-head. Like, I don't understand.
Who knows?
So
When it goes to 12, they'll all get in.
So yeah, I got Georgia to beat Ohio State, and I got Michigan to beat TCU.
I think the TCU game's gonna be close.
And then I got Georgia to beat Michigan. I think Quorum being out for Michigan is going to hurt them more than people think. I think if he was in, I'd very well like their chances versus Michigan
that quarterback
or versus Georgia.
Yeah. Well, TCU might be a tough matchup. I mean, that quarterback from TCU, I mean, he put the team on his back yesterday. He could hardly breathe.
Tennessee got what?
Tennessee got smoked by South Carolina. I agree with that. They did get smoked.
Jesus. Isn't South Carolina like 8-4 and like?
Oh, they did. They beat Tennessee and Clemson.
Yeah. What?
Towards the end of the year. So I mean, it's pretty. Those are both really good wins.
Mister, I needed the last second of the game to beat A&M at home. Remember that game?
They always play like trash against A&M. And Jimbo, it's like the only game Jimbo wins all year. Then somehow he manages to keep his job. Looking at it lately, I am worried about when Oklahoma goes to the SEC. The NIL money to keep recruits at home, we're in the bottom. We've only raised 10% of what other SEC schools have raised. We're at like 1.2 million. We're trying to get to 3 million in the next 15 days.
Well, it's going to take time. What is this?
Georgia will beat anybody, anytime, anywhere.
Okay, go get your Bulldog shirt.
What is this guy, a Georgia fan now?
You know what? Yeah, you and this SEC fetish you have has got to go. You need to come to the Big Ten. All right? Look we got 2 schools in here.
Yeah, well, you only got 2 schools in there because Ohio State has 1 loss. If Bama could have pulled off, if Bryce Young doesn't throw that pick, they win.
Yeah, well,
they beat Tennessee, but
tomato.
Yeah. You guys, got any more questions for us? I'm about ready to get ready to watch the Packers game. Watson's going to have a huge day. The Packers are going to roll, even though I'd be okay with the loss.
I just don't think they're going to be able to stop. I think Justin Fields is going to run for over 100 yards.
Probably
I really do.
He probably will. Is he gonna throw for enough? But it might not even be a problem.
Well, I don't know. I just this Packers Bears game is just very interesting this week.
I think this is a game though that this is the one team Rodgers does not like to lose to. He typically has really great games against the Bears.
Do you have an I Own You shirt?
No, I don't, but I should. They've made
Mason,
them.
I'm gonna get you an I Own You shirt, and it's a Rodgers one. All right. I can give it to you for Christmas.
That's nice.
Yeah, nice gift.
How do you feel, Jake? Going into the game, are you confident that your Niners or not your Niners? I'm sorry, your Dolphins are going to pull it out today?
I think they can. I didn't take them.
Bear down and go Niners, he says.
Okay. All right. You rock. How Rocky Top?
Sweet old Rocky Top. He hates that song, man. I like it. I think it's a good song. Anyways, go ahead.
The Dolphins are as good as Tua plays. And I just think Tua is better than Jimmy Garoppolo.
I think Garoppolo plays good enough football, though, to be in every single game.
Well, yeah, he does. He's not a bad quarterback. I'm just saying I think Tua is better. And if Xavier Howard can hold down Debo, I think the line can come together, stuff the box, and stop McCaffrey. Not every time.
I think Ayuk's a bigger threat than Debo because Debo runs the ball more, and they've been throwing a lot more to Ayuk this year.
Well, then then X-Man will probably be on Ayuk.
And then you might have to worry about play action, get George Kittle on the open field.
Yeah, they're a tough team.
It'll be a good game.
They're a tough team.
And that's going to be going on the same time that just click on it. It'll come up on the screen.
What? No.
Why
I wouldn't.
not? Why not?
No.
Those are sweet.
You know what? Actually, I probably would wear them, to be completely honest with you. Yeah. As much as I hate Alabama, Tua and Waddle. But yeah, I don't know. This is a tough game for the Dolphins, a very tough game. I mean, there's a reason they're 4.5-point underdogs.
Yeah. You know, in the same time this game's going on, you're going to have Kansas City and Cincinnati, so you're going to have 2 TVs going because those are going to be some damn good games.
No, that's all I got.
That's all I got for today.
Illinois got fucked Friday night. I'll leave it at that. They got a big game Tuesday.
Yep, Texas, top 5 team. Texas is a really good team. That'd be a big win for Illinois. It's in Madison Square Garden,
Yes,
right?
so it's not like they got to play at Texas. But
Yeah, but that's going to be a tough game.
if Illinois can win that game, even if they lose, either way, just play hard. They played hard versus Virginia. It was a 1-possession game versus Maryland with 45 seconds left. It was a 1-point game.
Is Harris back? Sincere Harris? Is he
Yeah,
back?
he played.
I didn't watch the second half.
Illinois is going to be fine. We knew this when we seen their non-conference schedule. We knew that it was tough.
It's good though. It's good that it's tough.
If they could go into conference play with 4 losses, they're fine. Which I think they're going to go into conference play with 3, but because I think they lose to Texas and I think they win their remaining games.
The whole year.
No,
Oh.
until Big Ten play. I don't see why not. You could look at their next 8. Look at their next 8 games after Texas. Tell me why they can't win any one of them, every single one of them, till
Till what?
maybe Michigan State at home, which Sparty doesn't scare me anyways either. They never do. They're a better March team than they are now, so that's why you always want to play Sparty now.
But Illinois playing against these teams earlier in the year,
It's only
going
gonna
to
help them.
It's going to be good for them.
And it's not going to hurt them either.
No, because
At the end of the year, when the committee looks at it and says, hey, you played 5 top 10 teams in a month, oh, you're in. Even if you're 4 or 5 games from being under 500 like Michigan was, you're in. Your strength of schedule is way better than this low team that plays nobody that has a great record. And that's how it should be.
Mm-hmm.
If that's what these teams are going to do, they're going to take a chance. And Illinois was like I said, missed a wide open 3 to take the lead versus Maryland. Right there. Would have been up 2 with 40 seconds left, probably win the game.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough to win in those environments in the Big Ten. But
So,
good learning. They'll only get better from
I
it.
think they're fine.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people freak out in today's world because you lose one game and you think your season's over. It's just not like that in college basketball. You're going to have teams that are great that are going to make Final Four runs that are going to have 8 or 9 losses. Look at North Carolina last year. They weren't even ranked.
They were a lot better team than they are this year.
They had like 10 or 11 losses. Illinois last year had 9 or 10 losses.
A lot of teams do have 9 or 10 losses by the end of the year. When you get to about 12 to 14, that's when you start to worry a little bit about getting in.
But 9 to 10 losses and you're ranked.
Yeah.
You're a good team, especially depending on what conference you play. If you play in the Big Ten, stacked again. I don't know if it's as stacked, but there's about 6 teams you don't want to play.
Yeah.
So
everybody enjoy their Sunday. Have fun watching the games, and we'll be back next week.